Apologies. There we go. There you go. YouTube's now live. Apologies. Good to go. High volume 3C on NASDAQ, potentially. We don't have a 3C yet, but we have a little bit of volume. You need 881 to look for a position there. Although me personally, like I said, right now, make hay while the sun is shining, and the sun's shining on precious metals, gold and silver right now. So that's where I would plant my flag. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Nice red sweeping top wick right when we, God. 900 liquidity. That was the only liquidity on the book map right now. The only liquidity. And we tapped it. We absorbed it. They filled the supply. And then we have a resulting top tick. I smell jabronis. What's happening? You're welcome, Dan. Thank you for the reminder. Appreciate it. I'm terrible with technical stuff. Terrible. I'd have been better off living in the Stone Age. Although I wouldn't be able to trade beautiful silver trades. I'd be trading like, you know, saber-toothed tiger skins. You shorted the pop back up? On which one? What's up, Jonathan? There we go. Silver top tick. I blew up an account this morning trading during the news at 10 a.m. Although all other accounts daily goal met. Nice, Damien. So you hit your daily goal and lost one. That's okay. Accounts loss happens. Just use my script on how to build that army of accounts, and you'll be fine. I love it. All right, a little bit of red here. Top tick NASDAQ. I love it. What's up, J-Dog? Oh, 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 oh! What the crap just happened? Ho! Sweet sassy molassie. Ho, ho, what's just happened? Something just happened. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Sorry if I hurt your eardrums. Whoa, hey, oh, wait. Even the liquidity went crazy. Holy smokes. What just happened? Anyone see any news headlines or something? I don't know what that was. It was, it's still going. For this environment, that's a pretty hefty move. In a normal environment, that's only like, you know, that's only like 80 points on NASDAQ, nothing crazy. But for this environment, that's a pretty hefty move. And, of course, the largest volume candle of the day. You were short on that candle? Nice, baby Mario. I was about 30 seconds from going short on that candle, but I didn't take it. What do we have? I don't see any news events. Anyone have a news event, news headline? I don't know what that was. Big bottom wick. They just they bought 700 million worth of puts on that move, and they sold $1 billion worth of calls on that move. That is cray. And now, of course, they're bottom wicking it back up here. As a H200, another H200 posting. Wow. $872. Wow. Wow. Well, that's a lot of stuff. I was short on that candle too, but also the drive home the importance of setting a stop loss. Yeah, definitely. I was short for a quick scalp. Didn't expect that. Yeah, every now and then you'll take a trade and it does that immediately. Like the market will kind of just toss one your way every now and then. Those are always fun. Those are always fun. You just watch your P&L explode immediately. Destroyed my stop for a good loss. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Sold it all $4,000 in 1 minute. Nice, Nomad Trader. All right, top wicking back over here. That means Nvidia's getting crushed, right? Yeah, they're top wicking. AVGO must be getting crushed. Not really. They're still chilling here. They are still selling puts and buying calls. Still not looking the best. If they can hold this sell, the options aren't looking that great. The options not looking that great. They have liquidity down to 25,800 on NASDAQ. Can they get 800? 800 would be glorious. All the liquidity is coming down to 25,800 on NASDAQ here. Holy smokes, it's going. You know why I did it? I'll tell you why I did it. Because I literally said, forget NASDAQ, I'm not even touching it. And then NASDAQ was like, play with me. Come on, play with me. It was like the clingy ex-girlfriend. Come on, play with me. Love me, choose me. Get out of here. $25,850. We're going to look for 800. Man, they are. Look at the option chain. The option chain just completely changed. Completely changed. Liquidity is stacking lower from 837, 825, 812, 800. So the book is stacked lower here, and the CVD has got demolished. The CVD went from 2,500 positive on NASDAQ, now only 900 positive and diminishing as we speak. And there we go. Top ticking included. Still rolling. When building an army of TPT accounts, can you pass more than 5? Yes, you can, 100%. In fact, I've always got 5 evaluations building, always. I don't care if I have 5 healthy funded accounts that I'm killing it on. Once I lock up my funded accounts, I shut those off and I go over to my evals and I'm passing 5 evals. And then when I pass those, guess what I do? I buy them 5 more evals and I pass those. I'm always passing evaluations on TPT. That way, when I have a bad day or a bad week and I blow up accounts, I've got 5 late waiting in the ranks. So not only is it good for my profitability, my bottom line, to always have funded accounts ready to go, but it controls my emotions. I could care less. If I blow up 5 accounts, so be it. There's 12 months left in the year. Why am I going to get worried about one day? I'll end the day. I'll go activate those other 5, and I'm golden, or I'm silvering, I should say. Ain't no big deal. Am I currently in trade? I'm currently not in a trade. No, sir. I've taken dose trades today. Dose, SVI, and it was a NASDAQ trade and it was a silver trade. Do I copy trade them? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You're welcome, Weedle Waddles. We live in the golden era of trading. If you haven't already, I encourage you to go take a look at my latest podcast episode on Spotify, Making Millionaires Podcast. I talk about that this is the golden era of trading. At no other era have you been able to take $80, go buy a valuation, and make $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, or even a couple of $100. It's extraordinary that the tools that you have at your disposal. So go forth and conquer. Go make hay while the sun's shining. This is it. And eventually I'm going to make a little guide on how to go about tackling your army of prop firm accounts, but go do it. Right now, NASDAQ is stacked all lower, and we might eat up this 887, recapture, kind of like the vacuum, the suction of liquidity that was induced there with that news posting. But 800 would be a nice test. It would be a nice test. Already, they are doing some crazy stuff here. Patience. Sorry if you already said it, but what firms and account sizes do I use? Good question. I trade on 2 different prop accounts. I have one funded eval on Top Step, and I've got 5 funded accounts on TPT. So I am an affiliate of TPT. I'm not an affiliate of TopStep or any other well, that's not true. I am an affiliate of my funded futures, but honestly, I don't really care much for them. Although they have promises, they have promised they can get a lot better. But I'm a huge believer that TakeProfitTrader TPT is the best prop firm in the business, hands down. So if you use my code OMTPT, by the way, at the top right, the red letters, you will get 40% off a TPT account, plus you'll get a free funded account. So your only cost of entry is just the evaluation. You get a free funded account. So, and it's great. Daily payouts. It's amazing. Go check it out. But yeah, I use the 50,000 accounts and the 150,000 accounts. I think the 50K accounts are a great risk reward. They're fantastic. 50K accounts, they're awesome. Just do your thing. Daily payouts. For the silver trade, did you have a target profit, or I just let it run? I don't put on target profits very often, I'll be honest with you, which may or may not be a good thing. It's just I have a tendency to cut my legs out from under me when I put on a target profit. Like I'll take a profit of like a couple of points, and if I simply would have let it on, I would have had a lot more. So I typically don't do that. I do set a trailing stop though, and the way I figure it is that 90% of the time my trailing stop is going to tap in just very weak profit where I normally would want to hold it. But 10% of the time, I'm going to catch a banger of a move, and that pays for everything. So it works well for me. Different strokes, different folks, that type of thing. NASDAQ is coming back up to 900. Complete bounce, high volume 3C bounce on NASDAQ. They just filled the imbalance from the big move. Nope, actually they have not yet. Now they've done it. As I was saying it, now they've done it. Now they've done it. How many times are we going to recycle this H200 news? We've already determined that H200, like China doesn't want those chips. So why do we keep talking about it? There we go. 25,903 still going. We have liquidity up to 912. We have a high volume 3C bounce on NASDAQ occurring. Silver is rounding back over. If you want another opportunity, do a volume alert on silver. NASDAQ refuses to die. Now let's go to the 1 minute. Do we have a volume spike on this? No, we don't. So there's a good chance we're going even higher on that, especially when you have a big red move like that and it instantly buys it up. All that is more tackling fuel to go higher. Tackling fuel. Anytime their buddies need a dip, yeah. Anytime you put your hands up on your hips, yeah. Trump going to say they're buying again this afternoon, yeah. Probably. Big green right here, baby. All right, what's NASDAQ doing here? It's just going crazy. A little bit of red top wick. They're eating into 912 liquidity. They are buying back calls and they're selling off puts. They have bought back about 700 million worth of calls on that move. Man, I can't wait to VIX go back to 30. It's so much easier playing a VIX at 30 than the VIX at freaking 15, 10. I don't see a buy signal on my indicator tracking SPY on the 5. SPY on the 5? I mean, that high volume bounce right there was pretty robust. It just happened very quickly. It's hard to apply concepts on news postings like that because things happen very quickly. Don't you have to build a buffer first because the yes, you do have to build a buffer first. But once you do that, I mean, it's just you're raking in the dough at that point. Daily payouts. Every single day you could take a payout. Every dollar you make is yours. It's great, obviously, but it's good stuff. Highly recommend them. They're fantastic. Not to mention one of the cheapest. They no hassle payouts. It's great. Top wick right here, NASDAQ. After eating into that liquid. We've got a little bit more at 912. They're relentlessly buying calls here. Top step tilt indicator is 55% long. Right here. It's extraordinary. I've got 9 minutes and I have to, by rule, by law, sign into action by the Marriage Agreement Act of 2025 with me and my wife, is that I have to lock out my top step at top of the hour. And then I'll move on to other things. Liquidity's coming in right there. They're going to pop 912. They're going to drop back down to whatever this is at 880. So watch for 912 liquidity swipe at NASDAQ, and then look for a small volume spike on the 1 minute, and to see if we can come on down and grab this 880. That's what I'll be looking for. So be patient for an entry here. You might have a great short opportunity to go from 912 to 880. That is a 32-point move on NASDAQ, if we can do that, if it could set up like that. But that's kind of how it's playing out. Then again, I frequently I look for a great checkmate opportunity on chess and then immediately blunder a queen. So we'll see. Don't short yet. There's no volume yet. There we go. There's the green. Here comes the 912 pivot. Here it comes. They're going to absorb that 912 liquid. And then they're going to get that 880. Can we get 912 yet? Can we get 912 yet? They're about to fill it. And then we'll get a move to 880. Hopefully, that's the plan at least. That's the plan at least, isn't it? That's the plan. That's the plan. Oh, look, they're stacking more at 935. Maybe 880 first. Look for volume. I'm on the 1 minute because I'm tracking volume. Can you scalp or trades on the 2 minute? I personally, if you're new to the channel, I don't trade off the 1 minute. I analyze volume on the 1 minute. So I use the 1 minute to give me the earliest instance of a volume spike. But I'm doing all my analysis on the 5 minute. At least the 5 minute, 5, 15, etc. I don't trade off the 1 minute. I don't execute off the 1 minute. I say never. 99% of the time I'm not executing on the 1 minute simply because it's too erratic. If I ever do execute on the 1 minute, I have to pull the position sizing back, just by the rules of my system. If you increase the risk, you have to decrease the position size. Risk and position size are inversely related. NASDAQ is here. They're stacking liquidity at 915. It's overall light. What's the S&P have? Here comes 880. So they didn't get 912 yet. They got 911.5, and now they're rolling over to 880. So far, that's what I'm going to target for. And I am hungry. I took some beautiful drone footage this morning, man. I need to show y'all. It's great. It's great. Roll that beautiful bean footage. U.S. forces are now boarding a second vessel. They're taking 2 vessels today. What drone do I have? I have the Mavic 3 Pro. The Mavic 3 Pro. It's fantastic, man. A little pricey, but man, the footage that thing takes and the distance. I've flown it 5 miles away from my house. It's amazing. The line of sight that thing has is incredible. They say you can get it up to 10 miles, but I'm scared to try it. Can you fly to Russia from your place? I like it. Do we take the oil and give them their tankers back? I don't know. I mean, I can't remember the last time we've just gone around just like stealing presidents and tankers. Kind of like what my kids used to do. That's mine. take it. Jeez Louise. I don't have a use for it, but wow, that's nice. It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. I only bought it because there was a deal on Best Buy for one that was 40% off a refurbished model. And I don't necessarily mind buying refurbished. It came with all the guarantees, so I bought one. It was 40% off. There was only one in stock, and I bought it. And I haven't had an issue with it. It's fantastic. It came with 3 batteries. It came, it's amazing. So I'm always looking for a good deal. I never pay full price. Where do you get your up-to-the-minute news? Twitter, X. X is the best news source in the world. And I use it for all my news needs. Is there a 3C for marriage agreements? Oh, yeah, you would think. We have call buying, put selling right here. Can you put thermals on it? I don't know. It's a good question. I would like to because I'm very well versed in the use and application of thermal and night vision for that matter, or fusion. So I would love to have that. I'm sure you could buy one. You know what I want to put on it? A grapple hook so I could drop stuff midair, like homemade mortars. I mean, like chicken food. You know why I want to do one of those things? Because in the event that the power grid goes down, my closet is a Faraday cage. Not to mention I live in a barndominium, which is a Faraday cage of sorts. So I have a Faraday cage within a Faraday cage, and I keep all my sensitive electronics in that closet. And I've got you can get a battery generator, and now I can operate that thing and have surveillance when the grid goes down. Ground burst or air burst. How do you know about ground burst or air burst? Or delayed. You can even do delayed too. You know what delayed is? Delayed is when it penetrates through the ground and then detonates underground. I like it. Now I'm curious. You're asking about thermals or air burst or ground burst. You know the jargon. You know the terminology. Put a 249 on it. Yeah, I call that the Las Vegas special. I looked at the 200-year-old map of my town last night and discovered the majority of the coal mining was done on my property. Nice. Mine's closed down now, of course, but how interesting. Wonder if any of that coal turned into diamond. Heck yeah, Frumple. So NASDAQ is kind of pinned. We have liquidity up to 935 and down to 890. We have call buying. We have put selling. We have liquidity up. On the S&P, we've got 7,000. I put mine 2 miles out in the ocean here in Hawaii photographing whales. Oh, nice. That's dangerous. What happens if you lose that thing? A whale's going to eat that thing. You can test your Faraday cage with a Tesla coil. I'd have to try that. I don't know. White House press secretary speaks in 1 minute. Uh-oh. Probably going to talk about the vessels. You see that? You see her make her comment on Obama? Man, they came out guns blazing on Obama. Marriage is a contract, but it should have an expiration, like a 10-year contract that we negotiate the terms and decide if we're going to renew. From a business standpoint, I would agree with that 100%. Now, obviously, from a spiritual standpoint, that doesn't work, but I definitely agree with the sentiment. Hey, big green candles, we're eating up that liquidity. Whew. Holy smokeroonies, baby. Man, what a freaking week this is. Just going. Major call buying, put selling. Volume coming in. What are they doing? Major pop with volume. Wow. Let's see, they're already buying this back up. 917. Wow. 917, 918, 920. With press secretary coming on here, who knows what they're going to say, you know. If they talk about lowering cost and lowering the price of oil, then this could continue into the afternoon. We will see. Another top wick, double top wicks on NASDAQ. No bueno. Liquidity into 925. Liquidity into 925. Coming on live now. I'm going flat into this. There you go. We do have a volume spike on that, so, and we have liquidity down to 887. Just that this is blasting here. I'm definitely not recommend shorting. I'm just saying, just be aware of conditions. Have you seen the Faraday bean to protect your noggin? I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Big green candles. This thing is just going nuts, people. This thing is going nuts. Top wicks or green candle galore, blowing out all the top wicks here. Crazy stuff, dude. 923. Another sweeping top wick. What's silver doing in all this? Silver's not moving anymore. We have one remaining big liquidity coming on at 925. We have tremendous amount of call buying, put selling here. It's going to be very difficult to want to short into any kind of positive news conferences that they're going to release. I mean, there's already reports of oil or gas in Texas being under $2 a gallon. So if costs start coming down here, the market may have a secondary wind, especially with another pause. Can anyone in Texas confirm that gas under $2 a gallon anywhere? Anyone seen it? I filled up for $1.88 in Iowa. Under $2 for East Texas. $2.16 in San Antonio. Man, you know what I miss about San Antonio? Tacos. Man, I'd get a taco every morning. I paid $2.11 per gallon this morning in West Tennessee at a Walmart. Nice. Not here in Illinois. I hate this state. I hate this state. I'm at $2.19, but a populated area. Louisiana right now is at $2. I paid $1.83 in Colorado. Really? Really? Yeah, but you know what the problem is about Colorado? You have to buy your stupid paper bags when you go grocery shopping. Just give me like 5 plastic bags, dude. All right, top wick rolling back over with volume. $2 a liter in Australia. That comes out to what? $3.80 a gallon? Something like that? My math is wrong. I can confirm California has gas around $4.50 a gallon. Holy smokes. What is even wrong with that state? Plastic bags not allowed anymore here in Connecticut. Please adjust your NASDAQ screen. Apologize. Let's go to the 5. What do we have? High volume bottom wick followed by a higher volume top wick here at 927. Top liquidity is 26,000 with a little bit of 25.9. Options have shifted higher into 6975. You're welcome, Byron. Thanks for hanging out with us. Can't believe we were ever up over $4 when all you had to do was drill, baby, drill. Yeah, baby. Minnesota has super high taxes on gas. We're at $1.99. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I'm tempted to just short one mini and just hang on to it all day. Let this thing come crashing down. But it's not. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. That is stupid. Can y'all hear my stomach growling? I'm hungry. Liquidity is at 937. They're building. When is OPEX? 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. Watch silver. What's silver doing? Silver heading back up here. NASDAQ. Another green candle. Trying to think too much. It gets me in trouble. Yeah. Sometimes trading, thinking does get you in trouble. Just do your system and that's it. We have liquidity at 7,000 on the S&P. NASDAQ is 25,937. This may break the distribution, though. I tell y'all, if the sellers can't re-engage, which every single time the bulls have hit in the past 3 months, the sellers have brought it back down. But if they're able to break highs and hold it, then it may break the distribution. At least pause it temporarily. We'll see. Got a couple of days. You got a couple of days. Host, can you show the call? Yeah, my apologies. Let me get that. You can call me Andrew, by the way. What's up? My name's Andrew. Host makes me sound like a parasite or something. There you go. How's that? All right, we do have volume here that's holding the top so far, and I'm looking for a 3C if any short. Otherwise, you have to remain long bias. Silver's at trend line. What's silver doing? Oh, that's the SVIX, not silver. That's silver. What is the VIX doing? The VIX is back to green, but it's still dropping. You're welcome, DB. Is there a level that will force a gamma squeeze? 7,000 SPX. Host makes you sound like you're an A bot. Yeah. Anything over 7,000, if they close it, it'll cause a pretty dang hard squeeze in the market. I miss the days of good old gamma squeezes. Used to use them a lot. Yeah, buddy. Calls are selling back off. Man, what a market. What a couple of days this is. China has suspended the NVIDIA chip purchases and asked companies to halt H200 chip orders. China is also reviewing chip import conditions. I'll smuggle them in anyways. Yeah. Nine two two. Oh man. Adjusted for inflation, silver is still 150% away from all-time highs. So what they're saying is that silver and gold are simply just catching up to inflation. Price discovery hasn't even started yet. Interesting. They still haven't gotten to the podium. I have seen her walk out and back several times. Trump's in the background telling her what to say. She's like, hey, don't say this. Say this. Make me look good. For real, the gold and silver inflation dynamic is interesting. I'm going to look at this up later. It's crazy. MMA caused me to miss a gold trade setup. Volume bottom wick into one of my 15-minute liquidity levels with a close higher. Nice. Gabagooli. I like it, buddy. You punched the guy back who made you bleed yesterday? Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Regardless of direction, I do think 2026 is going to be erratic. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited. I'm here for it too. It's going to be good stuff. Costco in Allen, Texas has got gas for $1.77 a gallon. Let's do it. We rolled today. I submitted him in both rounds, so not exactly, but still got him. I like it. Gas is down. No, let's get diesel to be cheap. It's cheaper to manufacture than gas, and it's more expensive. Yep, supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. So far, price action has gone pretty stagnant after that little pop. We've been stuck now for about 20 minutes. S&P is about the same. Silver, about the same. Things have kind of just gone flat. Forget the F550 MRAP it. Heck yeah, I'll take an MRAP. Imagine going to pick up groceries in an MRAP. Dude, what's your background? I want to know your background. You're ex-military. What would you do? How did I not know this already? I thought you did. I know this? Vampire's a contractor for sure. Chill vibes in Florida with a husky. Definitely ex-military. I told you I have SAP clearance. Interesting. Interesting. TLT ain't moving, man. TLT hasn't moved now in a year. I hedged my bets a couple years ago. One gas burning Tacoma, one Tesla, 11 both. I would like to get me a Tesla. My goal one day is to, I told the missus this, I want to get a Cybertruck, and I want to wrap it and make it look like the vehicle from Halo. What's that thing called? I want to put like a minigun on the back. Military green. Warthog, that's it. Yeah. $25,900 dropping. I love it. I love it. I guess they just started talking. Do you have a volume flow on the candle? When I see a quick move like that out of a consolidation, the first place my eyes go to is right there. And I'm going to see, does volume come in? If volume comes in, then that's going to tell you this could be a liquidity grab. Right there. Master cheat trick would be bad to the bone. I love it. Heck yeah, baby. Under Article 5 of NATO's charter, if the U.S. were attempting to take Greenland, technically NATO would be forced to declare war on the United States. Wouldn't that be a crazy headline in 2026? It's hard for me to get into the Halo. It was pretty slow though. I never watched it. I never tried to watch it. The game though was, you know, a huge part of my upbringing as a 90s baby, 80s and 90s baby. So we did have volume on that candle. Instantly bottom wicked and it's absorbing, but you definitely don't want to go chasing the first breakout candle after a consolidation. The show sucks. Game series is probably the greatest series of all time. Oh yeah, 100%. Game series can't be beat. It's fantastic. Not to mention the nostalgia. Except for the original Nintendo Mario games. The only reason I even have a Nintendo Switch is so I can play Mario 3 every now and then. On the go. What's silver doing? Silver is, holy crap. Wow. That is some extraordinary volume. Now, wow, who wants to take a bet on silver? Right there, that is tremendous. That is tremendous. Tremendous volume. NASDAQ is rolling. ES is rolling. Keep a close eye on silver. That could be a beautiful setup if that plays out in the 3C. That could be a beautiful setup if that plays out on the 3C. We got 6 minutes, and unfortunately we'll have to shut it down for the day. NASDAQ's going lower into the afternoon. I am seeing call selling here. 728 million calls sold. They're dumping calls here. NASDAQ is still dropping all the way down. Still dropping. Keep a close eye on silver. Where are you seeing the 3C on silver? I don't see a 3C yet. I just see volume, which is only 1C. But we do have an incredibly large amount of volume on the 5-minute. But there's no top wick whatsoever. So just keep an eye on it is all I'm saying. Massive move. NASDAQ is coming down still. R2Y is flat. It's increíble. Love it. Let's see, 60. Odds for a range day? Range day? It's possible. I mean, we're technically in an uptrend here, and the high of the day right now is at 880. So it's very difficult as the price action. If you're not already short, you have to consider not shorting into 880. But right now the market's blasting. If the market takes out 880, then there's a dang good chance we come back down to low of the day, which is obviously it is an amazing trade if you can get a hold of it. They are aggressively buying puts and selling calls here, coming down 888 and dropping. Extraordinary. But of course, be aware we're approaching the morning high, which is a support of sorts. Silver's still going. Silver's still going. Putin warns the United States to release the seized oil tanker. $780 million calls sold. Silver still going. No shorting silver whatsoever. I was long 10 micros on the silver. Nice, D Trent. You're killing it, bro. You're killing it, dude. Love to see it. $77,930. Silver's going even higher, baby. NASDAQ is 893, still dropping. Silver's just freaking going. If that volume can't stop it, then you certainly have to wait for high volume because it's just a monster. An absolute monster. $78.05. 78.0605. Keep a close eye on it. Nice little top wick building on silver. What can they do with it? Look at that, NASDAQ's going. NASDAQ's going. Here comes high of the day. If you could take out the, morning high. If you could take out the morning high, there puts a decent probability on a low of the day touch. Now it sounds crazy right now, but understanding the probabilities. Now the morning range is not a part of my 3C system, but it is a part of my system. Morning high is the key support for a trend up. Once it sets the morning high and morning low and then begins trend, the probability overwhelmingly supports the fact that the S&P will not touch the low of the day, which right now NASDAQ is 771 on the S&P. It's way on down at 69.78. So if we can capture low of the day and give it out, then there's a beautiful opportunity to take advantage of an afternoon short position into 770. Silver 3C's coming. It's coming, baby. Here comes NASDAQ on down. Here comes NASDAQ on down. Beautiful. 948 million calls sold, 287 million puts purchased. Drastically bearish here. Yes, NASDAQ is touching the morning high right here. Right here. Let's see what they could do with it. There goes silver. Silver's coming. Right here. The press secretary's talking now. We have liquidity all over the place. They're building 900. They're building up to 925. And they're defending the morning high. You see that? They just bounced off the morning high perfectly. I give you two tools, the morning range and the 3Cs. Tell me that right there isn't phenomenal. Tell me it's not phenomenal. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. Calm before the storm. Yeah, buddy. All right. That is my allotted time here with our community. So I unfortunately do have to sign off. How do you decide which is the morning high? The first hour of the day. So you take the first 60 minutes of the session. You take the absolute high, the absolute low. That's your morning range. 60 minutes. Do it. Plot it. Try it out. I do have to sign off. If you want to come hang out with us, we do this every single day. Join the Options Millionaire Discord community. Of course, utilize Bookmap. It's a fantastic resource for monitoring liquidity on the book. It's awesome, the best out there. Other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday for another Bookmap stream at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern Time. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. See you.